The challenge of compulsive gambling is not something we underestimate, nor am I an expert in this field. We do, however, recognize this problem and work relentlessly and responsibly with various support groups and authorities to protect and attempt to support the vulnerable consumers. By way of example, operators and processors like ourselves provide daily limit-setting parameters for consumers to limit their betting. Operators limit the amount of daily bets accepted. Consumers can only use one card at a time at an operator, which further limits credit exposure. Further to this, we do provide and support access to self-exclusion databases for consumers to register themselves. One thing is certain, Mr. Chairman and the committee. In an unregulated world, the consumer is far more vulnerable and at risk than in the regulated world. A further consideration is the question of enforcing laws where certain jurisdictions opt out from internet gambling. Our implementations in place today allow for the exclusion of customers based on their location in the event that a jurisdiction chooses to opt out. The individual's location can be identified using various forms of IP geolocation technology. This involves matching the customer's IP address to a specific state, and in some cases a city or town. This evolving technology is provided by a number of third parties. These systems, under independent audit by companies such as Pwc, are known to provide accuracy up to levels of 99.9% at the state level. This accuracy can be further enhanced by considering IP location, together with both the registration information provided by the customer and the address of the payment card. Finally, our collaboration with Baker Tilly, the global accountancy firm which provides back-office processing services for us, is an important part of this service. We insist all gambling operators, and in fact all other potentially high-risk sectors like travel, are required to open an escrow account or a rolling reserve, with the bank account being under the independent control of Baker Tilly. This deposit provides immediate access to funds in the event of a valid consumer dispute. Further to this, a rolling reserve provides protection against the risk of money laundering. Mr. Chairman and the committee, I thank you for the opportunity to provide this testimony. I trust our experience gives you a helpful insight as to how a regulated environment can work and why we believe prohibition does not. Thank you.
Thank you. By the way, I should have said any written material that any of the witnesses wish to submit without objection will be made part of the record. And next we have Mr. John Prideaux, who is an independent payments consultant. Mr. Prideaux.
Thank you very much, Chairman, and members of the committee. Thank you very much for the honour and the privilege of giving my testimony to you today. As you said, I'm an independent payment consultant. My name is John Prideaux, and I have nearly 2 decades of experience in the payments industry in Europe. Most of this was with Visa, though I should emphasise to the committee that I'm not speaking on behalf of Visa today. I've worked together with banks, as a consultant, with payment systems providers, and also with marketing companies. I must tell you that I have never consulted for any internet gambling company, and I have no plans to do so. Gambling in Europe, and in the UK in particular, is widely available, both on the main street and also online. Internet gambling, as has been mentioned, is offered by multi-billion dollar companies listed on public exchanges that are well regulated, and their shares are widely held and traded. To place a bet and to withdraw one's winnings for an internet gaming transaction is a multi-stage process. At each of these stages, there is independent validation and checking. By definition, Mr. Chairman, in a regulated world, internet gamblers cannot be anonymous. In this electronic medium, they must go through multiple know your customer stages in order to establish an account, and will necessarily leave an audit trail of the action they play. So what are the control processes that are in place in Europe? There is an important role for the state. In the UK, the National Gambling Commission has the job of ensuring that the operator plays fair and also that the vulnerable are protected. And in addition, the Financial Services Authority, or FSA, the agency in the UK which performs an oversight role similar to that of the Federal Reserve, is charged with protecting the integrity of the payment system, is charged with ensuring protection of consumers, and also with minimizing financial crime. My own particular expertise, Mr. Chairman, is in the regulation and compliance programs operated by payment schemes. Visa, and to the best of my knowledge, MasterCard and the other card companies operate such regulatory and compliance programs and regimes directed at various different stages of the payment process. I mean, the first process is directed at the accurate flagging and identification of internet gaming transactions. Controls also apply at the moment at which transactions are authorized. When they're cleared through the system, monitoring can be done for unusual patterns, as can also be done when credits or payouts are made. And in addition, as an important safeguard, there is a possibility to monitor the level of disputes or chargebacks. So if these are the controls, this multi-layered process, what results do they give, Mr. Chairman? Well, in my experience in Europe, regulated internet gambling transactions are less likely to give rise to a dispute than e-commerce in general. Certainly, regulated internet gambling is significantly less dispute-prone than other digital sales, such as music downloading or internet service provider subscriptions. During my many years as the chairman of Visa Europe's compliance committee, I can tell you, Mr. Chairman, that I did become aware from time to time of many different complaints that consumers had about various aspects of the Visa system. But during this same period, Mr. Chairman, I can tell you that I did not receive a complaint, and nor was I aware of any complaint relating to Visa of problem gambling, nor was I aware of complaints relating to operators cheating their customers on regulated sites. And neither did our anti-money laundering procedures cause us to make any suspicious transaction reports in the regulated sector. I conclude, therefore, Mr. Chairman, that internet gambling can, and I would say should, it can and should be regulated effectively. The arrival of the internet, Mr. Chairman, has changed many industries. The gambling industry is no different. The genie cannot be put back in the bottle. Internet gambling is a fact, and we must deal with it. This change of access to gambling has certainly brought with it new challenges. But, Mr. Chairman, it also brings with it new tools for management and for control. And a modernized regulatory regime will surely lead to better outcomes for all concerned. It's a matter of incentives, I would say. A prohibition regime provides incentives for operators to go underground. In a regulated regime, his incentive is to act responsibly. Surely, Mr. Chairman, that's what we all want. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And to introduce the next witness, I'll call on the ranking member.
Thank you.